Thank you very much for having me, Greg. It's such an honor to make an impact and to actually just give back as much as we could, especially to our younger generation. Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
My
we are
pleasure.
joined from the beautiful city of Edmonton by Kemi Bolatito, co-founder and CEO of Scooly. That amazing app we're going to have her talk all about. So, you're our first Canadian guest of the year. We thank you so much for joining us. I've got a room full here with me at Velma Jackson High School. This is for our entrepreneurship class, and we're recording this for all of our friends in Madison County schools: Madison Central, Ridgeland High School, Germantown High School, the Academic Options Center, and our YouTube channel. So, thank you again for joining us from the lovely province of Alberta.
Thank you very much, Greg. What a wonderful intro.
You're very
Yes, that's
welcome.
beautiful.
Now, obviously, we want to hear all about schooling. We want to hear about the bulk buy that you had before that as well. But just tell us a little about you. You're from originally from Nigeria, and
Mhm.
immigrated to Canada.
Yes, so I immigrated to Canada with my family as an adult. So not as a child, but as an adult in 2015. So it's not that long ago. It's just about 10 years ago. I came here as a permanent, what we call a permanent residence in Canada, green card in the US. And we came here as a skilled workers, meaning we're already kind of established where we are. We have some labor impact or economic impact for Canada. Then you will be selected to come through a process. And so I came with my three kids. They are now all teenagers. I'm 13 now. I have a 13, a 17, turning 17 next week, and a 15-year-old. And they were around for three plus about five and seven at that time when we came. And for me, I've always been an entrepreneur. I love entrepreneurship. I love to create something, build something. I'm just a builder. So when I came, I saw the opportunities for me to actually start a business. And that business was actually to provide food, affordable groceries. That's how I built Bulk Buy in 2015. So I saw that opportunity because I was feeling the pain of buying so much expensive produce during the winter months. Edmonton is beautiful, but it's known for very expensive fresh produce during the winter months. So if you needed it, you have to buy, preserve, and then you eat it all through the winter if you want to save on cost. And that's what I saw that was missing. And I brought that on when I came here, and it's been like a wonderful ride for me to be able to impact so many families and feed them over the years. And recently, I have to move to something again I'm more passionate about in recent times, which is in the tech space.
That's awesome. And and we've talked about in this class so many times about how entrepreneurs really solve problems. And you saw a need in your community, and you were able to make a profit while serving your community. But let's talk about Schooly, because this is an incredible idea, an incredible app. And I know and I'll let you tell us more about it, but it's a program that gears toward international college students to deal with their immigration uh, documents, their currency exchange. There's so many obstacles that we wouldn't think that a foreign college student would deal with in another country. Now, I looked it up just to get some numbers. Just between Canada, the United States, Europe, and Australia, there are over 4 million international university students just in those areas. So, this is a very, very large market that desperately needs advancements in technology. So, just talk about how you got this idea and what all Schooly does.
Absolutely great. Like you really getting me to um, kind of show people and show these kids that they can actually, ideas are all around them every day. They walk around it every time and they complain so much about it. And in most cases, we just ignore them. We didn't know that we can actually build something. I know a lot of them have TikTok app on their phone now. They have all these sort of all the friends. Snapchat is where teenagers you mostly find them in. They do YouTube, they do all sorts. But this is just things that before now, maybe when they were younger, or some of them were not even born at that time, when YouTube and Facebook was coming up in 06, 07, 08. those were things that were not there. Facebook was not there. We grew up without Facebook. So, and it's now a thing that we all need every day now to be able to even function, to do basic marketing. Like you need to reach out to, you need to use them. So the ideas are always around us. And for me, how I came up with Scooly was because I'm an immigrant, so I've been a community builder, like I said. So I've always been involved because I'm super knowledgeable about immigration process. I just throw myself to it, learn new rules, new law, new. So I'm able to guide people through the process. You can do this, you can do this, you can do that. And I've been doing it even before I came to Canada. So when I got to a point during COVID, I felt like I'm built for something bigger than just having a grocery business, which I started already and was taking off. And we have employees and people working with us. And I said, let me go back to school and actually have my license as an immigration expert in Canada. So I went back to
Wow.
school during COVID period while everybody was home, and I completed my diploma in immigration law. And when I was done, I did my licensing in 2021 and then
Wow.
I passed. So I started an immigration business from there. And I was helping people, but I now saw the gap in technology. I saw the all the fragmented tools that you have to use for intake, manually take this, manually do that, or use this CRM, super expensive CRMs. And yet it's still not accessible to our users on their end to use. We have the one for school application. All the schools have their own website to use to take leads from customers. How can we bring everything on one single platform where I submit my application to that platform and they can apply to multiple schools for me? I don't have
Wow.
to replicate the application. That's how the idea of Scooly was born. And I thought it was not possible myself because I'm not a computer science graduate. So I can't code. Still, till date, I still can't do that. And that's how Schooly was born. And while we were building Schooly, we saw that no, it's not only for students. And if students finish their application, they got admission, they are happy. What's the next big problem? The next big problem is getting a visa. And
Yeah.
that's why we decided to make it an all-in-one platform where you finish getting your admission, then you move to the process of getting your visa. We connect you directly to legal experts. If you're going to California, maybe you're comfortable actually talking to a lawyer in California. They will be on our platform. You'll be able to access them. You'll be able to get direct services through our platform without having to go through third party. And that's what we're building with Schooly platform.
That's incredible. Now, and you know, and even here in Jackson, even down here in Mississippi, at Jackson State University, there are almost 2,000 international students. So this is
Yeah.
a very large market that is not tapped. So explain to it. I know you told us a little bit about it has a common app. So talk about if a person wanted to use Schooly, how the app would work.
So you go on the platform, you can type in Scooly, which is spelled not as school, but is missing an H. So it's Scooly. That's how we spell it because it's easy to pronounce. It's a brand that you could easily, you don't even need to stutter when you want to call the name. That's part of our marketing strategy. So Scooly, or you put my, myschooly.com on your browser and it takes you to the website. Then you're able to navigate through the menu. If you're a student, you're looking for admission, you go on the page that says schools, and then you're able to filter. And as we are building the platform, the version we have right now is just what we call our minimum viable product, MVP, where people could easily just have an idea of what we're building eventually. So it's with as we build it and we're working on it right now, we have AI tools that will be on that platform that you don't even need to filter too much. You just need to type simple information. Maybe you just need an idea of maybe course to do or type in your program or an idea of a career is going to actually give you a breakdown of the career best schools to go to if you're thinking of going into this
Wow.
career It will give you even the market insight of when you graduate, these are the job prospects or the
Wow.
salaries you're supposed to expect. Things like that is what we are building through the platform. And if you're looking for visa, you may have gotten your admission maybe through an education agent or maybe through somebody or a friend, or you did it yourself and you're looking for visa. You go on the menu that says Visa Marketplace, you sign up, you'll be able to log it into a marketplace. So on that marketplace, you are as a user, you'll be able to see all the experts on that marketplace. Then you are able to
Wow.
yourself decide who I'm going with to actually help me. You read their reviews, you're comfortable with them, you see all their prices are set. And the thing about
Wow.
Scooly is when an immigration expert or practitioner sets a price and say, oh, your application is going to cost you $2,000, that's what you're paying for that application, not uh, side bills that you get later on. You get sometimes we users. This is part of what we're getting feedback from what people have experienced in the past. We want to actually provide a transparent platform when you're
Wow.
buying services on Airbnb. I'm paying $100 a night. It doesn't turn to $200 a night when I arrive at the house. That's exactly what we are building with the immigration platform. It should be not when your application is approved, then the lawyer says, oh, you're owing me more money. No, that's not going to be allowed. So anybody selling on our platform have to be transparent upfront with their
Yeah.
pricing, and then you pay for that through us, which is we are holding your money in trust. Once the services is delivered, we are not promising you a visa, but once the services is delivered, you say is complete, the experts say is complete, we release the money to them. That's
That's
what we
awesome.
are creating with Scooly.
That's awesome, and I'm glad you mentioned because that's such a great point and a great idea. Because I'm glad Airbnb is a perfect example. Yeah, they're a great company. I use them, but that's such a trick that consumers fall into. They see a price, then they hit submit, and the price is way higher. Being able to know that, look, this is exactly what you're going to get, and this is what we're charging. That is such a great sales tactic. Now, something else that your app does that I think is extremely interesting is it offers currency exchange. So whether they want Canadian dollars, American dollars, euros, whatever, it really does give the families of where they're from a very easy access to send them currency that is easily exchanged in the country they're in. So, first of all, where did that idea come from? And second, how does that work?
Everything we built with Scooly came out of the pain points of our customers. So I'm a founder in the market that I work and operate daily in. And the feedback and what we experience, of course, as immigrant, new in the country, you don't have a credit card. Happened to me recently. I was on my way from San Francisco, and at San Francisco airport, I couldn't check in my bag. All my Canadian cards didn't work. And I had to go to an ATM, take out cash. I'm Canadian, and it didn't work. At least
Wow.
the cards I have with me for me to pay for my extra luggage, it did not work. So that's
Wow.
an experience of an immigrant in a new country where you are not able to actually pay for anything. And the airline told me that, well, for that airline, I now found out that it's their airline that didn't accept my card. So they told me that, well, they don't take cash. I said, I have cash. They said, no, you have to go to a machine and then put in a temporary card and then bring the temporary card before we can actually process your luggage. That's an experience for a lot of immigrants. So while we're building Schooling, we saw the need and having to give me money as a legal expert to help you to pay for services outside my services because I'm the only conduit. I'm the only person that could help you with that. You're coming from Kenya, you're coming from Nigeria, you're coming from Portugal, and you don't have the local card to be able to pay for things like housing, temporary housing, pay for Airbnb, it's things like that, or even a cab, Uber from the airport to where the school campus you're going to. Those are things that we want to remove completely for our users, but by creating it to be a one-stop platform, and that's even
That's incredible.
addressing your pre-arrival banking solution with Scooly
Wow.
multi-currency wallet. That's why we're building the currency wallet where we'll be able to partner with Visa, MasterCard. They can issue you a card even before you land, or a
Wow.
virtual card, so that you can actually put money in your wallet, spend it the way you want. You want to Zelle, you want to Cash App, you want to Interact. You're able to actually do all of that before you land in your country. Manage your money securely. Nobody is going, you don't need to give your money to friend, family, or people who will run away with it. Those are the pain point we're removing for our customers.
That's incredible. I mean, what an incredible idea. Now, let me ask you this. Let's say somebody uses your platform and they go to another country and they get their degree at a university. Would they still be able to access the platform? Because let's say they go to Ottawa and they go to the University of Ottawa, they finish and they get offered a job in Ontario. Would they still be able to use the services even though they have now graduated from the university?
Absolutely. That's why we built it the way we built it. We built it in such a way that you become a lifelong customers.
That's
For the
awesome.
as long, even when you're done with your own process, you can bring in your family and friends onto our platform. We didn't build it specifically for those that needed to study abroad. We built it, that's why we built in that Visa marketplace where you could come all the time. Like, you go on Airbnb all the time, you're able to use it all the time, not a one-time transaction. So you're able to know that this is a trusted solution I've used before. Returning customer is the best, because they can actually speak
Yeah.
to what they got from your platform. So we built it for them
Yeah.
that you're able, and our lawyers and those that and immigration practitioners on our platform, they offer all kind of immigration services. They in the US, they do EB1, they do EB2, they do NIW, they do all sorts, the O1 visa, L1, they do all, including the J1 and F1. So they do all the visas. So it's not like they are specific to a particular type of visas. You are able to go to them to actually use them. What we're doing is to actually
Wow.
put you in touch with the right people. We're building that connecting link for you to be able to have the right people to help you with your application. And don't go look on Facebook Market for your lawyer for your lawyer.
Uh,
We're not saying Facebook Market is not a place to find marketplace, but we want to build a marketplace for legal immigration services alone, where they are all pre-screened, pre-selected, and they are actually active, allowed to practice in their different jurisdiction. Even if you're moving from North America to different part of the world to go live out your retirement, or you're tired of the hustle and bustle of North America, you want to move out, you know that you have a trusted platform for your business visa, golden visa.
wow.
It's not through the platform, you can use it.
I mean, I'm absolutely blown away by this concept, but I really think the thing that stands out most to me, it really speaks to the Nigerian work ethic of you said yourself, you came to Canada in 2015. You were not a coder. You were not your degree was not in computer science. You had that business mind and you determined, look, this is the business I'm going to start and this is what we're going to do. And you found a way to make it work. So I just think that is an incredible story. And I think it's really a testament to if you really want to learn a business, you can do it and you did it. So it's just, and this is just such an incredible concept that I cannot believe nobody's done it until now. But it really is really, really cool. Now, before I get to the students' questions, one more thing I wanted to ask about is what about the language barriers? Because obviously in North America, in China, or I'm sorry, in Canada and the United States, there are a lot of students from Asia. So what about the language barriers that they may face using the program?
So the thing about studying abroad, and for a lot of part of what we're doing with Scooly, our website is going to be it's going to be language inclusive. So it's like you're in China, you're able to use it in your language. The website is going to pop up in your language, in your local language. You can actually just go and filter and just change it to the language that's suitable to what you use. So
Wow.
it's going to be language compliant for you to be able to use it. And for students that actually, because we are part of our marketing plan right now when we're going to Asia or any part of the world, that of course the reason why most students come to North America, especially UK, North America, and I would say when I'm referring to North America, I'm referring to US, Canada,
Yeah.
both. Why they come here to study is majorly because of the language. So they want to come to a country where they could learn English, or they already have some form of English use, then they will able to brush up on it and also use it for their post-secondary. So that's why you see a lot of students who choose Canada, US, UK, Australia, and part of Europe for their study because they speak English there. So for those students that are coming, a lot of them are actually, a lot of international students are language students. Some of them come in grade 10, they come in grade 11. So you see some of them come
Wow.
earlier because they needed to learn the second English as second language. So they will come earlier and come into language program, or they enroll in an high school where they get like support with their languages. So that's for them so that they, because the parents would have been planning, they want them to study here and then maybe they want to go back. So they want to kind of put them in that environment where they are able to thrive or learn
Wow.
or be of an international have that international exposure to their for their education. So yeah, through our platform, you can actually come into any of the language programs or even high school. That's why we are not just for post-secondary, we are for all form of education, especially starting from high school, which will be grade 10, where most parents will release their kids for grade 10 education. I've seen grade 9, but in most cases, we see them from grade 10.
That's unbelievable. But I do have some questions from the students. I like this first one. This is Anthony Walker. He's in 12th grade, one of our American football players here. You got to clarify for you Africans. It's football and American football. But he asked,
Where it's
uh,
soccer.
yeah, but he asked, you said you have three children. Do you want them to be entrepreneurs as well?
That it will be my joy to see them become an entrepreneur. Sometimes when you look at your parents, you wouldn't know that this the part that you would tour at the end of the day. You just be. I was watching my parents do that, like survive on small businesses. And my dad, all through his life, he was an entrepreneur that I know him. He was into real estate, he was an agent. So it was like one of the first set of agents in Nigeria to actually be licensed to practice as an agent. It was a property manager. So I've seen him like all sort of business and small businesses there has done. I didn't know that that was what I was copying. Basically, I was internalizing it. So for them now, they've seen me done multiple businesses. So
Wow.
I hope so that they end up because I was listening to someone this morning, a podcast this morning, and he said that God puts uh, uh, resources in us for us to be able to build assets. And when you become an employee, you are an asset for somebody. You are not a resource because God has already put a resource in you for you to build your own assets. So I would love to see more kids, more young people come into entrepreneurship. We've seen quite a number of them now show the interest. We know it's the gig economy. We know everybody wants to actually be online, be an influencer, be a creator and stuff like that. So we want more of it, but we just don't want you to be the end user of playing games, buying games, on PlayStation, on Xbox, but we want you to actually build those games. And then you become a multi-billionaire from building those games, meaning that you're building something that is needed for your generation. You can actually build an app. Now it's easy to build an app. AI has changed everything. You don't even need to actually go study computer science before you can build an app. You can go on Bubble. There are a couple of other AI websites. I don't know them off my top of my hand right now that you can actually go and ask the AI to help you describe what, like you're using a ChatGPT, describe your app. You want front end, you want back end, you want this, what do you want to see? And they would design a basic one for you. That's what we call MVP, minimum viable product. And that's what we want to see. We also want to indulge adults around our kids to encourage them into entrepreneurship, absolutely something I would love. I've been encouraging my kids. None of them have picked up on it yet. Now, you can sell this online. You can do this online. You can start from as little, like with nothing. You don't even need to actually have money now to start a business or to build something now. It's so much easy, even from creating content, meaningful content online. You can make money. You can build a business out of it. So it's all around us. There's need for every one of us to everything we need do daily or need daily is actually something you can actually build your business around for people, meet people's needs.
Yeah, and yesterday I was at the doctor. As soon as I walked into the clinic, I see a big sign, download our app. And so you walk in a church, download our app. You
I
walk in a
have
school,
now.
download our app. You walk in
Mhm.
a tire place, download our app. So I agree. These tools that AI has to create these apps, that really is where the money is. And we have a lot of kids here in the United States as well. You're right. They love the TikTok, they love the games, but it's amazing how that can be monetized if you use those skills as an entrepreneur. I like this one. This is Jaden Latiker. He's a senior, and he asked, "What has been the favorite part of starting this business?"
The favorite part is the fact that I'm able to actually build a tech company just about a year ago, and now we're at 5 million valuation. And that's just from,
Wait, wait,
yes.
wait, 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 wait. Stop. Let me make sure I heard that right. You said you started a year ago, and now you're valued at $5 million.
Yes, because for tech businesses and tech, they are valued differently. Yes. So the valuation is different from the way you value like a regular business, like based on their cash flow, revenue, their balance sheet. It's valued differently. It's based on what it will worth in the future. So the valuation is for what it will worth if I have to sell it today. And
Okay.
that's just from a year ago, meaning that the potential that the company has. And that's the thing. So when you hear about Tesla, you hear about Nvidia, you hear about all these Microsoft and why did they become maybe 30 trillion, whatever. You hear all those big numbers and it doesn't look real to you. It's just
No,
because of the future and potential of those businesses. So
no.
you can build a tech company within 6 months. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've actually seen it like within 3 months, and you could be at 3 million, you could be at 4 million, you could be at 10 million. It's very easy and very common in the tech space. For those, we have had some revenue for some companies I've seen, they don't even have a revenue. They don't even, they only have a deck, meaning they only have a presentation slide. They've raised millions of dollars based on their presentation slide. And now we know investors want to see like a functional product. So that's why you see some of us are kind of building an MVP. For us, we've had some revenue, close to 100K revenue right now, and we're still building. So that's the power and the magic of building in technology space. It can actually transform and change your life. Yeah, it's possible. You
That's
can just,
unbelievable.
yes, it is. So it's
And the
something.
most shocking thing is that all of them are shocked that you did not go to school for tech. So you are
No,
not a
you
tech
don't
person,
need
and y'all
to.
built this platform.
Yes, you don't need to. For me, what I did was to find those that are in tech space that are building. So they are called Chief Technology Officer, more in most cases, CTO. So I found one that is really good. I got a grant. I paid him on consultation basis with the grant, and that's how I started building Scooly. So he brought a team together that are working offshore right now. So it keeps my cost of building low. So as any revenue is coming in from the company, we're putting it back to pay them. So all the revenue that comes in, the grants, the prizes of competing, doing competition. And the good thing is it's all around you. You guys, there's so many competitions for entrepreneurship all around you. You can take advantage of, right? Sometimes you have the idea in your head. Guess what? When I was building Schooly, I attended a workshop here on ideation locally in my community, and I got to the room. We're working on helping one or another startup with their idea. And the startup guy, the owner of the startup couldn't even explain his idea. That's how he couldn't, like, he came to my table and then I was like, is this what you're trying to tell us? Then he said, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and I said, okay, so the idea of Scooly is not so bad. If this guy couldn't even explain his idea to me, that means I'm way better off. I know what I wanted to build. So I went
There you
on
go.
GoDaddy and registered the domain in the room. I signed up for that. Like, since this guy is having a difficult time explaining his idea to us, that means I'm way better off. I had something written down and I still have that imposter syndrome that I can't do it. It's not possible. You don't have the skill to do it. But guess what? I didn't know I had it. So I had the skill. I know the market. And the way world is now, you don't need to know how to code to build a tech business or to build a tech company. Trust me, AI tools are out there. You don't even need a CTO in most cases. But if you have a friend that has the technical knowledge or can code, you can partner with them. We call them co-founders. So you don't have to build by yourself. You can come with the street knowledge, awesome knowledge, which I have, and then work with somebody that will actually have the technical skill to build it.
That's incredible. And we're almost out of time, and we thank you so much for taking some time for us. But a few things before we go. Scooly.ca is the website. The SCOOLY.ca is the
Yes,
website there.
both website can lead you to the website. Yeah, both
Yeah,
URL will lead you to the website.
yeah, and all your links are on there, all the information about the company. And look, it's like I said, and it's no coincidence it is Black History Month, which I know is also celebrated in Canada. And it really speaks to the Nigerian work ethic and the Nigerian passion for entrepreneurship that you and your husband have is just unbelievable. And you should have heard some of the reactions in the room when you were talking about some of the evaluations and things you've done. So it really is impressive. But we have a lot of immigrants in our school district. We have first generation Americans that have come from other countries that may be the children of people with similar stories like yourself. So there
Mhm.
is an opportunity here for them to become the next great entrepreneur. So
Absolutely.
whether they're an immigrant or whether they've been here for 7 generations, what can they do to follow in the footsteps of great business leaders like yourself?
Absolutely. What I would encourage you to do right now, I know you have, what grade are they? Like, what's the range of their grades? I'm asking, Greg.
Oh, right now I have 10th and 12th graders with me right now.
Perfect. That's the perfect time to start. You're super young, you're vibrant, you're passionate about your what you want to do or where you want to go. Or you don't even know where to start from. You have to look at little things around you that in your community people are struggling with, or is even big enough that you can sell to people in the UK. You can sell to people in Africa or in the like all over the country. When a country has about 400 million people, that's a huge market. In Canada, we are drawing towards the US because it's a huge market, right? So that's a huge market to be able to tap into an opportunity. You can make an Eric. You don't even need to open a factory now. You can go on Alibaba and online and make the design and send it to a manufacturer. They make you a sample. If you're immigrants, you're black, cis like me, we use so many air products. You can make something organic from the house. You can go to farmers markets. You can create something. There's so many knowledge online now. We use a lot of skin products, body oil. Ideas are everywhere. Businesses are everywhere. You love online. You love to be online 24/7. Go get some YouTube training on how to become a digital marketer, how to open your digital agency. You only need maybe a website. A domain is mostly $3, $4, $5, some $10 max for you to get started. You can just have a domain and then you go publish the website on GoDaddy or Wix or Squarespace, something that you could still do with just some extra money you have. $20 a month is all you need to get started and start providing services. If you're in grade 10, grade to grade 11, do you know there are so many businesses that are looking for bookkeepers? They are looking for people to just help them to input their information or their sales or receipts on QuickBooks. That's all you need. And then you become their bookkeeper and they are paying you subscription fee every month, keeping their book $100, $200. Imagine having 10 of them on as customers, but you need to market to them. So opportunities around you. You like to work with your hand. You can also be a landscaper. You can all those side gigs, they build you up. And by the time you get to a point, I've seen many people build themselves to a point that they are able to actually sell the business for millions and millions of dollars. And then they went off and do something else. Maybe you're just not interested anymore. Education is great, but you can actually be greater with building your knowledge skill. I wish that a lot of us as immigrants would do this earlier and we are not doing it later in life, that we do it earlier or they taught you entrepreneurship like this when I was in high school. It was not taught to us. We were not exposed to it, but you have the opportunity now and you have the almighty YouTube University to your advantage that will be able to teach you everything you need to know to be able to build a career. Sign up on LinkedIn. There's nothing wrong for a Britain to have a LinkedIn page. Build a profile. Go on Canva. It's cheap. Make a nice picture of yourself. Put it on LinkedIn. Tell people what you do. I know Greg found me on LinkedIn. I don't know Greg from anywhere. So imagine finding me all the way from Mississippi. You found me here. I'm in Edmonton on LinkedIn. That's the opportunity that opens up for you and shows the kind of person you are. And you start building your career from there. And I really look forward to kind of meeting some of you in person one day. I look forward to it. So thank you so much for having me, Greg.
Yeah, and next time I'd love to have you and your husband both because it's just I'm blown away with how amazing y'all have done in just a year. So again, we thank you for joining us all the way from the lovely city of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Kemi Bolatito, co-founder of Scooly. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Greg, for having me. And guys, thank you so much. I look forward to connecting. Most likely, I may be in Mississippi in June. I don't know yet, but I'll see if that pans out. I was supposed to come here for a wedding, but I don't know yet. Like, I don't have it confirmed yet. So,
Well, I will
I will,
definitely pass along your information to the Office of International Studies at Jackson State because I definitely think they can make use of
yeah,
this.
I
So
would love to
thank
have
you.
more
Yeah,
contacts.
thank
Thank
you
you.
again so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful day.
All right, see you, buddy.